Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordan and welcome to my December TBR. I cannot believe I'm about to share my final TBR for 2022. This year has absolutely flown by. It's been a great reading year and I can't wait to close it out with hopefully some good final books. Quick side note before we get to the books, if you're looking at this tree behind me and wondering why there are only ornaments halfway up, that's because I have two toddlers that like to pull the ornaments off of the tree. So I have to put them out of reaching distance of them. So I apologize that it probably looks a little funny, but I did want to film at least one video with this white colorful Christmas tree behind me. Okay, so let's get into the TBR for December. The overall theme for my December TBR is just going to be continuing to knock books off of my physical TBR. This has been a huge focus of mine this entire year, and I've been doing a really great job of keeping my owned TBR around 20 to 40 books total, which to some people might sound like a lot if you're the type of person who just buys a book and reads it immediately. But I know some other people hear that number and think it's really low because a lot of people on this platform have hundreds of unread books on their TBR. I believe as of the time of filming this, I have 21 books on my physical TBR. There are a couple days left in November, so I could knock out a couple more, but that's the general ballpark number of books that I own and have not read yet. It would definitely be possible to read those all and go into the new year with 0 unread books, but I don't think I want to push myself quite that hard in December. It's going to be an extremely month professionally, personally, just with the holidays and everything. So I'm not aiming to read all of my owned TBR this month, but I do want to read a majority of them. So let's get into what those books are. The first 3 books that I plan to read in December are my Book of the Month books. I did choose 3 books to go into my December box. If you are new to my channel, I do have a series where I do reading vlogs for all of the Book of the Month books that I get. I also have a guide to Book of the Month video, in case you're not familiar with what that is, but I love to read Book of the Month books. I love to read them right after I get them. 1, so that I keep that TBR under control, but also 2, so that I can get reviews out for some of the new books that Book of the Month is releasing. So in December, the main pick that I picked is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. I don't really know anything about the plot of this book, but I do believe it is a thriller, and this author previously has written A Flicker in the Dark. I think that was her debut that came out about a year ago. I really enjoyed that thriller, so I'm excited to see this author's follow-up book. And I think this is an early release book that doesn't actually release until January, but I will be reading it in December. And then I chose one relatively new add-on book, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I think this came out just within the last month or two, and it is a second chance romance. I don't read a ton of romance, but I do prefer emotional, hard-hitting romances between adults. And I do think second chance romance is my preferred trope of romance, so I think I am going to really enjoy this book. Also, the cover of this book is absolutely gorgeous, so I'm very excited to add it to my collection. And then the other book that I added on in December is one of the Book of the Year finalists, which you get for free if you are a Book of the Month BFF status member. And the one that I was the most interested in and had not read yet is Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. I believe this is a contemporary book. Don't know a ton more about it other than that it's gotten really good ratings and reviews and obviously was a contender for Book of the Year. So expectations are definitely high for this one as well. So very excited for my December Book of the Month box, and keep your eyes peeled for a reading vlog of me reading those 3 books in December. Another reading vlog that I plan to make in December along the same vein is an Aardvark Book Club reading vlog. Aardvark is a new company that has come onto the scene with a very similar service to Book of the Month, where they offer a book subscription service where you can pick one of their main picks and add-on books, etc. I did join in November, which was their first month. I purchased 1 book and received 1 book. That is a story I'll go into during that vlog. And then I also picked a couple books in December. Plus I reached out to them to see if they would want to do some kind of, collaboration or partnership, and they offered to send me the remaining December books that I hadn't already purchased myself. So I now have quite the Aardvark Book Club collection, and I need to start working on reading these books. I own 7 of them. I probably will not read them all in that one reading vlog, but I'll pick a few of them, the ones that I'm most excited about. But just to give you a little taste of the options, the books that I have are The Other Side of Night by Adam Hamdy, which I believe is a pretty standard mystery thriller. And all of the Aardvark Book Club books do have their Aardvark logo on the cover, which I think is really cool. But even better, they don't have anything on the spine, which, if you know me and my opinion of the Book of the Month logo, you will know that that makes me very happy. Anyway, I also have Closer to Okay by Amy Watson, which I believe is a hard-hitting emotional contemporary book. Singer Distance by Ethan Chatanier. Not sure how to say that last name, but I am very excited for this one. It is a science fiction that I think has to do with like communicating with aliens or something like that. We have Ithaca by Claire North. To be honest, this one is far outside my comfort zone. I think it's a fantasy or mythology vibe, which is not usually my thing, but they sent it to me, so maybe I will give it a chance. Let me know if this is something you would be interested in seeing me read. Gilded Mountain by Kate Manning, which I believe is a historical fiction. The Marsh Queen by Virginia Hartman, which was one of the November picks. I believe this is a historical mystery, maybe, kind of in the same vein as Where the Crawdads Sing. And then the other November pick I have is The Night Ship by Jess Kidd, which I believe is also historical fiction. So seriously, I have some great options here and I cannot wait to do that reading vlog. Please let me know if there are any books I just mentioned that you are actually interested in and would really like to see me read in that vlog. Otherwise, I'm planning on going in pretty open-minded because I hadn't previously heard of any of these books, and I'm excited to see whether Aardvark Book Club is doing a good job of curating actually good books. And then outside of those two reading vlogs, the rest of my December reading plans basically consist of reading book series that I have been meaning to get to and just haven't gotten to them and want to knock them out kind of all in one go. The first being the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy by Holly Jackson. This is a 3-book series that I believe is about a high school student who tries to solve a murder as like a school project or something like that. I think it has a podcast element and people say the audiobook is really good. And really, I've heard good things about all 3 books in the series, so I think I'm really gonna like this one. I don't know how I haven't read this book already, or this series, but I think December is finally the time. And then the other series I wanna knock out in December is the Maybe Someday series by Colleen Hoover. I have read all of Colleen Hoover's other books other than this series, so this will seriously be knocking off a big accomplishment and a big author backlist. I'm not completely sure of the order of these books, but I know Maybe Someday is first. I believe it's an adult contemporary romance. I think the sequel is Maybe Now. And then there is a novella called Maybe Not. I'm not sure if this goes after these 2 books or between them, but I will definitely look that up before I read the series so that I read it in the correct order. And that is it. Like I said, keeping December pretty stress-free when it comes to my TBR. If I have time for more books in addition to these ones, then I will gladly throw them in, especially if they are from my physical TBR and I can knock that number even lower. But I'm excited for December to just be a fun time, reading as many books from my physical TBR as I can, reflecting on all of the books that I've read this entire year, and creating my end of year content. Hello, my friends. Editing this video, and I just realized I forgot to include a special announcement that I wanted to tack on to the end of this video. In case you did not see on my Instagram or even here on YouTube when I scheduled it, this coming Friday, December 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be doing a bookish craft night with my 2 booktube besties, Gwen and Jessie. We are all going to be making those really cute little like mini book ornaments together, and we thought it would be fun to just do it on a live show so we can chat with each other and with anyone else who wants to join us or just watch. So I just wanted to say it in this video in case anyone is watching here that doesn't have Instagram or didn't see that. I will link below the Instagram stories where I share what supplies you'll need in case you want to join us. I believe all of it you should be able to find like at a craft store if you're able to go there in person, or if you need to order it, just keep in mind this is happening already this week. So get your supplies in if you want to join us live, or of course you can always watch back this live show later because we will go through the instructions of how to do it in that live show, and you can watch it back just like any other normal video if you decide to do the craft at a later date. But yeah, Friday on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there. Please let me know what books you have on your December TBR. Are you planning on reading holiday books? I don't have really any holiday books on my TBR, which is kind of funny, but that's just not the kind of reader I am, I guess. Or also let me know if you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this video and what your thoughts were. I would love to hear it before I dive into them. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.